started nothing between here to the capital and then the Roman city of the province of Judea. So there's going to be many people constructing here, but Herod sets the ball in motion, and it's not until the Muslim dynasties that Crusades, that the Muslims come and destroy Caesarea and wipe it off the face of the earth until we came back. So these are where the stones came from. Okay, so we're going to keep walking. You can see in the back here, this is a sarcophagi, and you see the capitals, the pillars, all this stuff that's not found here, just brought here. So the sarcophagus is one sarcophagi throughout the entire site versus a Hellenistic burial system. So also brought in with the Roman Empire, but the Greeks brought it here before. You can see there's a big difference between the two. You have a poor man and a rich man over there.
Leave me here.
If anyone's saying you want to see you'll see many much nicer. Don't get too comfy, we're leaving pretty soon. If you guys come on over here, take a look at this beautiful depiction. It'll give you an idea of what we're looking at. Oh, that water.
It does.
Get in.
Oh.
Huh? No, the answer was no.
Women.
The show must go on.
No.
The swimming trip, the Joshua Aaron worship / swimming tour is 2021. So start saving. Yeah. So what we're looking at, no problem. What we're looking at is Herod's personal palace. Now, after Herod dies, this becomes the seat of the Roman procurator, meaning this is where Pontius Pilate would have lived. This is where everybody would have lived that is ruling the Roman province of Judea. Okay? Remember this area here. This is part of it. Yeah, this is part of it. So it was a two-tiered palace. You had the upper palace for all of us suckers that get invited and are dumb enough to accept the invitation. And then you had Herod's personal, private area, just like at Masada, which is down below in the water. This is what I mentioned, God put him through the ocean. He said, I can do you one better, and built his palace inside the ocean. And like we saw at Masada, God always wins that conversation. But what we have here is the depiction of both of the tiers. You can see Herod's personal palace inside the ocean. But we can go over there and take a look at it. Now the reason why I said dumb enough to accept it is very little like there's also people walking here. He thought everybody was trying to take his throne. He may have been onto something, but he ended up killing his children, his wives, his dogs. He killed everybody that he thought was trying to kill him. That's why I call it. If he invites you in, after one glass of wine, you're still his friend. After three, he's throwing you to a room. Well, guys, welcome to Herod's Palace. You can see the beautiful pillars, the Roman aesthetics at its best. This dates back for us millennials to the ancient day of 1997. Woo! I can't even remember that far back. Another reason for that.
Jesus Christ Superstar. Prove to me that you're no fool. Walk across the swimming pool. Was this where Jesus Christ Superstar, where that was filmed?
No, that was in Bet-Shean.
There was a scene where Herod told him, prove to me that you're no fool, walk across the swimming pool. And it just had to sort of look like this.
Oh, I don't know. I've never actually seen it. I want to go on that.
Watch out.
That even predates these pillars. You know how old that is? Okay, guys, so let's enter Herod's palace. Started a conversation yesterday about David called the minimalist versus the maximalist. So here we're going to continue the There's many other places we can talk about this, but this stone ends that conversation, at least here in Caesarea. For some reason, all the ancient people that lived around the world never put their name on their house. But we have lots of doorposts, but no names on them, so we don't really know who lived where. Remember, it would have been so much nicer to go to Peter's house and say Peter, right? Or whatever his last name was. Kefa. But here we have something that is a huge find. Anybody here read Latin? It's a trick question. Same alphabet as English. You all read it, you just don't know what it says.
Yeah.
So who wants to tackle the Hebrew? No one? No one speaks it yet? Okay, I'll read it for
The
you guys.
palace of Herod.
There you go. The English is the third option. It says Pontius Pilate, the prefect of Judea, erected a building dedicated to the Emperor Tiberius. This is a gold mine, guys. This was found right over here at the entrance of the palace. You have three things that's confirming our biblical story for us. Number one, Judea, the Roman province of Judea. We know the name of it. Number two, we have the name Pontius Pilate. We know he was the prefect of Judea. And number three, we have Tiberius. We know he was the emperor in the time period of Yeshua. So we have all three of them on this stone. This is a replica, of course. That's why it's here, and that's why I'm touching it. But the original is, you guys know where? The Israel Museum. Everything else. And this is a huge find because we have all three of these on the same stone. And this is all the Old Testament may have happened, but definitely not the New Testament. There's definitely none of the spooky names that we read about, all these Jewish boys named Mark and John and all that kind of stuff, right? We don't have two names, but this one confirms the narrative of the New Testament with all these different names. So at least you can't say it never happened or these people didn't exist. You may doubt the resurrection part, but everything else did actually happen. And we have evidence. Yeah. This is your ancient well. Today it's a wishing well. You can throw money in there. But instead of doing that, you have to give it to me and I'll throw it in later. Yes. Next time. So, what the plant is, I have no idea. There's something to do with the aloe vera family.
Aloe vera family?
Definitely something. I don't know.
Okay.
But, good question. This is broccoli, yeah.
Okay, that's what I said. Ocean broccoli.
You have Herod's palace over here. You have the contrast that all Roman villas would have of sun, which was where we're standing, and you have the shade over there. So everywhere with the colors would have been shaded. So this is his garden. So if you were a guest in his house, you could stay in any of the rooms that are here, and this is the garden that you could explore, but his gardeners aren't here. Yeah, you never guarantee to make it right. Probably salt water like it is today. But this is King Herod. He's built a house in the ocean. He wants to go swimming in the ocean. He'll just jump over the side there. What he does over here is he pumps fresh water in and puts a freshwater pool in the middle of the Mediterranean, because that's how Herod rolls. So he's got a freshwater pool over there. You have the Mediterranean all around. He had water breakers all around it, but they're all gone. The house is destroyed. Well, right down below here, you can see some mosaics. In front of the mosaics, we have a ritual immersion. No idea why these definitely not doing Yes. Oil rig? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. It is. It's not active. We have actually we contracted a company from Texas to come and do this because we tried ourselves and messed it up big time. What do we know about finding them? Over here on the left, before we continue, over here on the left, what we have is something very, very weird. Don't read the sign yet. But you can see, if you were a guest in Herod's palace, Herod here is a very stingy man. If this is the size of the room he gives to a guest in the royal palace. So, we know there were rooms on that side and they would have been a lot bigger than this one. So this area here makes no sense. Why do you have a whole bunch of tiny rooms? You guys know the saying, keep my enemies close, sorry, my friends close and my enemies closer? I kind of ruined that one. So this is it, okay? If you're an invited guest into Herod's palace, you'd stay on that side. But I want to keep an eye on you. I don't know what you're plotting, what you're planning, or who you are. Or someone else. This is a place that you could be kept under guard, under watch. In my palace, you can't get me because I'm down below and you have no access to my palace. But you can sneak out and kill one of my guests if you want before my guards absolutely butcher you. That's okay with me. I got no problem with that. So this is either some sort of holding cell area, and even in medieval ages, they had all the cells in the palaces down below in the dungeons, right? So here, this could be potentially that area of the holding cell. That's why we have over here obsessed with protecting our borders. To the city of Ceasarea in the middle of the night in order to protect his life. So this potentially could be a place to keep an eye on him, not because he's a criminal, but to make sure he's still alive at the end of the day, or the end of the night, I guess. So we're very briefly going to walk through the blood sport arena. Sorry, I didn't mean briefly, I meant quickly. Although today is a very big day for the Air Force, we passed over command to our first female squadron pilot. No, female commander squadron pilot. So it's the first we've had many female pilots, but she's the first one that's in charge now. So it's a big day in the Israeli Air Force.
Is that today?
Today? Yeah. Yep, you got it. I was going to sit on it, but we're not time. This is a toilet from the Byzantine Empire that was added in after what we're going to see over here. The reason why it's the Byzantine Empire is, remember, the Romans and the Byzantines are basically the same people, only difference is the religion. And if we're standing in a blood sport arena, and anyone here see the movie Ben-Hur? Yeah. So this is the type of arena that Ben-Hur would have competed in. You have the chariot races. It's called the hippodrome. And it goes all the way around, and this is like a barrier in the middle. But the whole point of this arena is to watch someone die. I mean, what's the point of going to a game if no one dies, right? So, you'll see when we get to the end there, but it's very wide over there. No one's supposed to die over there. You don't want anyone to die over there. If you die over there, you're a terrible, terrible human being, terrible gladiator, and it serves you right. You're supposed to die here. This is the side. And we want to make sure of this. So we make this side much more narrow than the other side. Now imagine, let's say 8 chariots, I made up that number, all charging down in this direction, and all of them have to take this turn at high speed. But it's not just them going at high speed, it's me with my sword making sure you fall off, and you with your spear throwing it at someone else, and archers, and we're all fighting each other as we take these turns at high speed. Someone's gonna fall off. If somebody falls off and survives the fall, the next chariot's gonna kill them. If that doesn't get them, I got spikes on my wheels. If that doesn't get them, well, I'll get you when I come back around, or something, I don't know. But this is the place designated for them to die. So this is the equivalent of the 50-yard line in a football game, or behind home plate baseball, just pick best seats in the house. this, you pay big bucks for these seats over here to watch the people die. Now, fast forward to the Byzantine Empire, that's horrific. I can't believe we used to do this and cheer them on. No, I'm not going to pay big bucks to see someone die. In fact, I don't really like horse racing anymore. I mean, the whole point of it was to watch someone die. Yeah, horse racing is fun, and we definitely want that because I like betting. I'm a betting man myself. But I can't bet on who's going to win or lose this one. There goes the whole sport. So what they do is they rebuild another hippodrome further on, much wider, much larger, make sure nobody dies here. Everybody comes, well, if you die, it's not on purpose, people did die. But what they do is they convert this place into another theater. So you see that wall jutting out over there? That basically went straight across and it creates another circular structure. So this is a full theater here, and we can have another Shakespeare in the Park performance over here, and nobody dies. Ah, that's great. Now we're civilized again. Ooh, only problem is I hit the snack stand on the way, and I had a large popcorn and an extra large Slurpee, whatever you guys drink at theaters in the States. That's 7-Eleven, isn't it? Slurpee. Big gulp. Also 7-Eleven.
That's
7-Eleven.
I like 7-Eleven. Slushies, big sodas, whatever. Supersize it, McDonald's style, yeah. Well, now I gotta go to the bathroom, but there's no bathroom here. So the Byzantines said, you know what? We'll take the most expensive seat in the blood sport arena and we'll turn it into a public bathroom. So that's what we have over there, the public bathroom attached to this place where civilized people come and enjoy the King James or Shakespeare in the Park, same language.
So let's take a walk down. Now the reason why this stand is here, this is exactly the way is because if you're killing multiple people all day long,
You want to make sure, blood doesn't sit here. Well, sand absorbs blood. So the arenas are always made out of sand so that someone can die, the earth absorbs the blood, and the next guy comes in and dies in front of us. We don't want to see blood. Over there we have a balcony where the whether it's Herod, Pontius Pilate, or any other Roman prefect sat and watched. This is the host, okay? Underneath you have the little niches. This is because all the gladiators are most likely religious men. And I don't know about you guys, but I always carry my pocket god in my pocket. And you never know when you have to pray to your pocket god. So they pop up the pocket god in their little niche. They pray to him. They go out. They salute whoever's sitting up there. And they go off and fight each other. And the victor goes back, collects his pocket god, kisses him on the lips, and says, thank you. Let's go on to the next day. I have no idea what they do, but that's where their gods would have sat. And now, I want you guys to see one thing, actually, it's kind of funny. Notice the balcony is kind of built at a weird height. Now, of course, you want some sort of height on your seat to look down on the area that everyone's dying, but it's like a weird height. Specifically, look at the first row, the second, or the third, or fourth, or fifth. It's the fifth row level. The reason why is this area right in front of us. You guys seen the movie Gladiator? Yeah. So Gladiator, they had wild animals, like tiger, Bengal tiger, things like that. So they had that here in the land of Israel as well. This stuff would have been underground. These are chambers that those animals would have been kept in. And at any given moment, you don't know when these things could pop out of the ground. But it's like guys holding it with chains, and sometimes wild animals are stronger than men, usually. They get away. Well, if one gets away and he's very hungry and he sees this guy sitting in a purple robe, says, he looks more delicious, or at least he smells better than everyone else.
Probably fatter.
I'm gonna go eat him. Definitely fatter. It's a better meal. So that is just out of reach for a wild animal to jump. But everyone else is fair game. You can eat as many of them as you want. It's a buffet, but you can't get the guy in charge. Or at least by the time you get up there, he's gone. You've eaten all his guards. The reason why you see these ships docked off the coast over here, I didn't mention the factory over there. Did you guys see the big conveyor belt? Oh, it looks like a dock, but it's a big conveyor belt. The ships will dock up to that, and then we import coal. So that's a coal burning facility. We're slowly changing over to natural gas because we got tons of that here, and zero natural coal in Israel. So we import coal from South Africa. We dock over there. The ships will dock over there, offload the coal, go straight to the factory, and stay hang out.
Got a power plant down there too?
Huh? That is a power plant, yeah.
Got one of those outside my house.
Do you?
Similar, yeah.
Oh. We have three in Israel. One up north. Sorry, this is the one up north. One here, one in Tel Aviv, and one down south by the town that Anatoly lives in.
Yeah, one 8 miles upstream and 15 miles downstream, and then all the way down the river. up and down the river. Lots of them. I don't know how
Oh,
many.
really?
Yeah, they're everywhere. On the Ohio River.
Well, we only got 3.
We probably have 25. Just like that. Looks like home.
That's like, you feel at home?
Pardon?
You feel like you're at home?
Well, now I did when I saw
there
that.
you go.
We don't have one of these.
You don't have one of these?
A horse racing track.
You're uncivilized. Up to the right, this is the remains of the bathhouse, that whole area up top. We're not going to go up because we don't have time, but we've already seen a much nicer bathhouse actually. The one in Betchon is much larger. But directly down below, you can see the archaeologists left all this dirt over there like that for a reason. Every time I've said tell, what? Yeah, well, no, it's a lot more than that. But every time I've said the word tell, that's the definition of a tell. It's a layer of destruction upon layer of destruction upon layer of destruction, and on and on and on. So that is what archaeologists find, and they turn that into this. So you can see how tough that job actually is. The ground level, if you look at the trees over there, that's ground level. So that's where the bus parks up top. So that's actually a continuation of the parking lot over there in the distance. So all of this is so perfectly preserved because it was all underground for so long.
Is this the area where you said you're getting like the sand?
No, that's down south. Just by the what?
Cold wind here.
Cold wind. Well, they all meet over the Sea of Galilee. So the key is the Jordan Valley because it's very narrow and deep. That the hot winds go straight up there from Africa, and then the cold winds from the north. The coast, not so much, but we get the sands dumped from the Sahara Desert and from the Nile on our coast. So our coast keeps going out. Yeah. But that area is the Gaza Strip now.
So you're getting more land.
Yeah. Well, they're getting more land.
For now.
For now. Now, notice this over here is called, we talked about words that come from the Greek, Latin language. This is called the spina. Sound familiar? Any doctors?
You know what?
Spine.
Spine. That's where the spine comes from. Because it goes right down the middle of the track. Basically, it's an ancient median. On this side, you go that way. That side, you go that way.
Infield.
Right here.
It's the infield.
And the starting point is over
Got
there.
a real
where
small
that wall
camper.
is. So from here to there, this is the turning radius on this side. See how much room they have here? But down there, it was just a little area to do one thing. And over here, we have an area that's kind of like the rodeo. They all locked in a cell. That's a rodeo. It is a rodeo. You locked in a cell and they open the gate and the horse or whatever it is bucks. Well, here it's you're locked in there with the chariot, and as soon as it opens, you take off and start shooting each other. Man, it would have been cool to be a gladiator. Where's Joshua? Oh, he's not here. I'm gonna make another funny joke. But I would have shot him first. So from here, we're moving into the Byzantine Empire. And the Byzantine Empire, this whole area over there, part of it's Byzantine, the lower part's Roman. But we find the Byzantine ruler's office. We have his whole administrative center over there, and it's all built on top of storehouses. So these storehouses were used by the Romans for storing things, grains, wines, whatever they needed. They stored it over here, and the Byzantine ruler decided to put his office on it because he can keep a better eye on it from that location. We even have an ancient pub in here. Who knew the pub was And one. But you can take a look at the mosaics over here. This is very much a Roman style mosaic. You can hear the bats. And then just down here in the very last whatever that thing's called, storage, whatever, we find something very weird. Well, we'll go with the cellar. We find a stone that's in the ground in a hole directly above it. Yes, this is where your people are from.
What'd she say?
The pagan. This is pagan. This is a temple to the god Mithras, which is a Eastern god, Persian god. So this is something that the Romans picked up when they were fighting in the east. You guys just want. More God, your God, who cares? The more the merrier. So these guys came back with this and built a temple inside of there. And basically what it is once a year the sun will align with that stone. And when it does, it illuminates the stone. And you're supposed to put your offering, your sacrifice on it. By the way, this worship is still done today. I was in Armenia a couple of years ago, and they have a very, very active temple for that religion. It's very creepy. Not as creepy as the Church of Holy Sepulchre. Oh, that came out. That hurt.
It's like a sneeze.
Yeah. Oh man.
I'm glad you took us to the garden tomb.
I know, it's night and day.
Yes.
Night and day. Although, like I said, I agree that it would have been, the location would have been the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. I hate going there, and it's much nicer than the garden tomb. At least it's recreated to look like what it was supposed to look like so many years ago. Okay, as soon as you cross this bridge, you now enter a Crusader building. So this is a Crusader fortress. But before we talk about the Crusades, I'll wait till everyone's in here. Usually nice. I thought you were going to say I love the sepulchre. You redeemed yourself with the word jokes.
Gaudy. It's like
Hey, what's wrong with that?
gaudy.
Have
And
you
he's
guys-
good.
have you
It's
seen
just
the-
his, he's fine. His place was all.
Careful, we got
I'm
some
a
people
fan.
from Tennessee here.
Who are you
I'm
talking
not
about?
from Tennessee,
Other side
but I
of the
like
state,
it.
man.
Different
country.
It's a whole another country.
Different country.
You guys need to see, you remember Jordan?
Michael?
Beautiful land initiative.
This guy, Jordan Marcelino.
Oh, yeah.
So his dad made this film called The Identical. The Identical. It's great, and it's basically Elvis. It's not, but you have to see it. It's very good. It's a faith-based. It's great for the whole family, actually. Okay. I think it's on Netflix in America. It's not in Israel. Something, I don't know. Anyway, it is on YouTube. The one I saw it on had a big ring in the middle of it, so if you can get over that, it's called The Identical. Yeah, it's a great movie. Anyway, okay, we're standing inside of Caesarea. We're standing inside of the port at Caesarea. So we just crossed this barrier. There's a moat that goes all the way around here. You have Crusader structures everywhere, and we'll see them on the way out, but we'll talk about them on the way out. I want to focus on Herod's construction here. This is the focal point of anyone's travel to the city of Caesarea, because it's built out of the necessity of a port to ship things. And that's why the city thrives. So over here, where this building is just beyond it, is the only part that's actually original to King Herod. It's the light tower that was there. Okay, it's called the Jerusalem Light Tower, and there's not much left of it, but it was right there. Okay, everything else that we're going to see is Crusader. Now I want to kind of build this thought for you of the port here was built to compete with Alexandria, Egypt, to steal away from them, which means it has to be better than Alexandria, Egypt. So what King Herod does is he embarks on this project to kind of shame the port down there. He builds a port so big that it was actually larger and rivaled the port in Athens, Greece. That means people are coming from, let's say, Spain, coming over here and say, well, there's Greece, but I hear the port is much nicer in Caesarea. Let's just keep going. It's just another couple days, and we'll dock there for the winter. Who cares about the Greeks? That is a huge statement back then. Athens was like the place to go. So Herod does such a great job. He's not only stealing from Alexandria, Egypt, he's stealing from the rest of the Mediterranean. Okay, that's how great this port city was. It goes out a very long ways into the ocean.
No, they're not Christian. They're like Masons. They're not Christians. I have to find a bathroom. They might tell you that they're not.
Oh, look. Helena. Helena. On that building over there. She left us a little bit too soon. There's her store. Pardon?
I'm not a shopper.
Helena. Helena was the British.
Right.
Or Helena, or however you say it.
Oh, they did it in the name of God. You weren't Catholic, no, you're dead.
To Augustus Caesar, Herod's patron. Okay? If you come in, wherever you're coming from into the port, the very first thing you're going to do before you offload any of your goods is take the long walk over here up the staircase into Herod's temple to thank him. Remember, Caesar's a god. Thank him for your successful journey across the Mediterranean, because not everyone's guaranteed to make it. And then you go back and offload all your merchandise. But it's a very long walk from wherever you dock. But if you pay enough money, or if you're a friend of Caesar or Herod, you can dock in the private dock, private area. This barrier that I'm standing on is pretty much the barrier between the normal port and the private port. Everything that you see grassy over here would have been the private port area. Okay? So you can bring your ship right up to the edge, and there's actually remains of a staircase over there, and right behind this tractor, the remains of a staircase over there. So you could dock over there, have everyone offload all your stuff while you run up and think whatever God you believe in, come back and your stuff's almost done. Okay? Does that sound good to you guys? It's good to be a friend of Caesar.
The restroom anywhere?
Restroom. We passed it. It was in there.
And where?
We've got a restroom. So I just want to stop
I remember I had dinner here.
Did you have dinner here?
Yeah.
In that restaurant?
Yeah.
That's the Crusader restaurant. We don't eat there. It's called the Crusaders. In Hatzal Banim, there's the Crusaders in Hebrew, but it's English. Transliteration or something. Anyway, what we're looking at here, guys, is part of the port. The port we're seeing, though, this is the Crusader port. Notice how small it is. The reason why it's small is this is not the main gateway to the land of Israel for the Crusades. This is simply a gateway to get into the city of Ceasarea. If you're coming as a Crusader or any ancient merchant, Christian merchants, into the land of Israel, just north of here is the Bay of Haifa, and across from Haifa is Akko, or Acre. This was the Christian or the Crusader stronghold when it comes to entryways, ports into the land of Israel. So this is very small. If you want to come in, there's a large one up north and a very large one down south. This is just access into the city. Okay? So there aren't many ships coming through here unless they have some sort of business here or have anything to do with the order of knights that are here. Which is why it's so small. But you can see they built their pier on the base of King Herod's. Now King Herod's, like I mentioned, went way out into the ocean, much larger. But because this is where the ships were, and ships go down into the ocean sometimes, you see where all those flags are over there? This is an underwater dive school for the Israel Antiquities Authority. And you know, you think, how many times can you go down into the Mediterranean, especially in this spot, to try and find something? Well, that's a great question. Every day. Every time we have a storm in Israel, every time someone goes down, for the most part, they come up with something. Because the tides are constantly going in and out, and the ocean bed moves with it, right? So it's constantly kicking up new things. Anytime there's a big storm, the next day they all go out. And a couple of years ago, I can't remember what year it was exactly, but they found a huge hoard of gold coins just inside the pier area there at the dive school. And unfortunately, they had to turn it all over. Okay, so that happens when you remember the Israel Antiquities Authority. Unlike some people here, with Daniel. Nothing, I saw nothing.
Our friend took his son diving
Here? Yeah.
He didn't say he found anything.
Yeah, well, it's, you have to know how to, because they're actually digging down there. So you have to dig to find something. I don't know what they do. Yeah.
I mean,
A lot of the cities, like a lot of our coast is where the ancient cities were. So especially down south, when you get to the town of Ashkelon is still into the ocean. Now the water has gone back. So, sorry, has gone out into the ocean. The water levels are rising, right? So it's going out and covering it a lot more. Guys, if anyone needs the restroom is directly ahead. WC is British for a waterfall. This right here is by far the best ladder in Israel. Well, when you're sweating there from August, anything tastes good.
Ah, that's right.
Was John Sewell planning on leading us back here? Does anyone know? We're having a bit. Well, he knows how to get home, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow, we are late. Yeah.
Is Joshua not going to be with